Okay then, so here we are having a look at the Visuo Siluroid drone. I've done a little bit of research on this before recording this video, though I'm still a little bit in the dark. There are different versions of this with different features in terms of camera quality and controllability. This one would appear to be the XS809W VGA, which the VGA speaks of the camera or refers to the camera. So you're not going to have high definition 720p or any of that. It's going to be what, 640 by 480. It may get upscaled, and the recording of this, it took me a little while to figure out, is done on the app on the phone, which will be connected to it. Because here's the thing that confused me. You've got this slot here for a micro SD card, it says. Yeah, no. Can you see it now? I don't know. I don't really know what the innards of a micro SD slot look like, but I'm pretty sure they don't actually look like that. I have tried placing it in the correct way to fit a micro SD card in there. It's not going to happen. So that is, as far as I'm concerned, a dummy. That is not a feature that is used on this version. It is confusing, it irritates me slightly, but I mean, that's economics for you. They use the same shell for various different models of the drone, and this particular one, though you've got the slot, you've not got the internals, you're not going to fit a micro SD card in there. If you cram it in, you're going to lose it. I nearly did that. I had to pull it out with a pair of tweezers. So that's that. Yeah, as I've shown before in the unboxing, you've got the battery there. It is a bespoke battery that you charge, plugging that into they have their own charger, which you then plug into a phone charger. It takes a couple of hours and should give about 10 minutes of life. Yeah, I have not flown this yet. I'm going to give it a test flight in the garden in just a minute. Okay. Ineptitude means that I just recorded, or rather didn't record, a load of footage of my first attempted flight. Basically, you run an app on your phone, which you can see running here. It controls the video recorder and records footage from the camera to the phone. You use this remote control to fly it. You have things like auto takeoff and auto land. On this version, they don't work. You don't have auto altitude control like on some other drones, so you do have to control your altitude with this stick, which is tricky in that this control also steers, rotational control. Trying to steer it and control your altitude at the same time is tricky. I'm going to have a load of footage coming off of the drone already that I've recorded where you didn't actually get to see the drone flying around. So I'm going to give this another go, and you can see how tricky it is to fly in a confined space, because it is tricky. Okay, so to save you having to look at my ugly mug whilst I talk about this thing, I'll talk while you watch some footage of me flying the drone in a field. This is the playing field at the top of the workshop by the golf course, and I'm flying it very badly, as you will see. It is, I mean, what can I say about this? It doesn't have the altitude hold that you get on some drones, and that means you've got to constantly be controlling the throttle, and trying to maintain a steady altitude it's okay if you're not trying to go anywhere, but if you try and rotate the thing, getting rotational control without altering the thrust at the same time, I couldn't do it. At any time that I rotated the thing to change direction, it would either climb or drop, sometimes just dropping right out of the sky, and that's kind of not what you want. Though it does have a very good feature in that if you do drop it out of the sky, which I did many times, it will cut the motors. In fact, it turns the whole thing off, which is good in that your rotors don't keep spinning and break on something. But on the other hand, you then have to go through the whole process of logging your phone back into the Wi-Fi, and I restarted the app and stuff like that. Speaking of the app, it's kind of interesting in that if you're using the remote control, the joypad if you like, most of the controls that are on the phone app, as far as I can tell, don't do anything. I had a go with some of the sliders and like the throttle control and stuff like that, and they didn't seem to do anything. As far as I can tell, all it does is start the camera recording, and as I said earlier, it records to the phone. A nice feature is there is a little blue, oh look at him, there's a little blue LED underneath the drone that flashes when you're recording footage, and that's good. I like that. There are other controls on the controller. As I mentioned, the auto land, auto takeoff don't work. Headless control I didn't try. There is a return to start point. I also didn't get the opportunity to try. I tried using the auto flip, but it beeped at me and then didn't do anything. I also tried there's the thrust speed control, like 30, 60 or 100% controlled speed. I clicked that and it beeped and stuff, but I honestly couldn't tell the difference. Maybe that was doing something and maybe it wasn't, and I also tried doing that on the app. It showed 30, 60 and 100% as I tapped it, but again, it didn't do anything notable or seem to change the flying characteristics that I could tell. But that doesn't mean a lot, because as you can see from this footage, I am an appalling pilot. Professional drone flying thing as a career for me is not going to happen. Yeah. Would you like to climb in a helicopter with me? So I mean, at the end of the day, what can I say about this? It is a cheap drone. It is a toy. It is a flying toy with a camera, and at the price that it is, I think it's fair enough. It's not a high quality, high class professional piece of equipment. It's a flying toy with a camera on it. It's a good way to learn how to control a drone without all of your auto altitude business. You know, if you aren't paying attention, you'll crash it. If you're me and you are paying attention, you'll crash it. But it's a cheap drone, and I think for the price, that's fair enough. Yeah, I've got no complaints. The app crashed a couple of times, which is a pity. Other than that, really, no, I got no complaints. So I would like to say a big thank you to Lillian at TomTop, who sent me this to review. There are 2 links down below in the information area. If you want to buy one of these, or for more information on it, or probably other drones and things in the range, do check out the links below. And yeah, big thank you for watching.